Hi, and welcome to Purse Radio. I am Reverend Rich of the Universal Life Church Ministries, and this is Reverend
Reverend
Paul.
Paul, Science of Mind Minister.
That's right. And guess what we have today? We have a very special guest,
Karen Drucker.
Woo! Yay! So this is Prayers Radio Conversation. We basically base it on science of mind stuff and spirituality and all that other good stuff. And today we're actually going to have a specific fun time open conversation. Yes, folks, it's non-scripted. So guess what? Oh my gosh. Let's do a prayer in. All right. Let's come from the place of love. As I speak my word, I speak my word of truth for you and those of you who are listening. We're recognizing that universal presence that is within all of us is manifesting that greater good that I call God, that greater manifestation in all things. I unify with that presence, knowing that God is all there is. I declare right here, right now, for myself, for Paul, and for Karen, and everybody in the sound of my voice, that this show is a fantastic success and that we are completely blessed and knowing and receiving of that spiritual food that we all love and know. I give thanks and I release my word into the law of action, knowing it's done, and so it is.
And so it is.
So it is.
Wow, Karen Drucker. So you actually have a doctorate in music, I think, that's honorary from what's that called? Centers for Spiritual Living. That's right. Paul's favorite institution. I'm just
Yes, I do. I was honored many, many years ago with an honorary doctorate for. I've been in this philosophy for a long time, and it was a real honor. So yeah, it cracks me up because it's like, so whenever I'm in a CSL event, everyone refers to me as Dr. Karen, and I always think, don't call me that because if someone has a heart attack, all I can do is sing, So yeah, but it's an honor.
Is there a doctor in the house? You don't want to hear that, I imagine. No, I'm not a doctor.
You're healthy. It's going to be okay.
So, Karen,
go ahead, Paul.
Can you share with us what your intro was to writing these amazing inspirational songs?
Well, because this is a show about prayer, I'll tell you exactly what it is that everything that I write about are all my prayers to myself. The fact that people resonate with it is just topping on the cake. But basically, I learned many, many years ago that any affirmations, any prayers, anything that I was intending, anything that I was trying to manifest, if I just read it on a little yellow sticky or I did a verbal prayer, it wouldn't be as powerful in my body as when I would sing it. And so I would just start singing these little affirmations. And what I noticed is that I could feel a change in me when I would do that. It would be much more cellular than mental. Because if I heard the words, I'd go, okay, I pray that, but when I would sing it, it would like go down to a deeper level. And it went even deeper for me when my mother was going through breast cancer and doing chemo visits. And one of her affirmations and prayer is, I'm healed, whole, and healthy. And I learned back then, if I put it to music for her and she would sing it, she would go in and have a chemo, transfusion, and she would be hearing this on her little headphones. And it would be like this double whammy of infusing herself with this medication that would hopefully help and infusing her mind with these positive messages, and not just like, okay, I am healed, whole, and healthy. I am healed, whole, and healthy. I relax and visualize. I am healed, whole, and healthy. I am well. And so it would become this mantra. It would become this prayer that she would sing every day. And that led me to just go, well, if it's helping her and helping me, help more people. And that's how I started doing all this stuff.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and you're right. Each song that you sing is a prayer, and people can relate viscerally with it. As like your song "Angels," a person passing into the next realm. Right. We used that with my dad, and that helped him pass easily.
Wow!
So it's beautiful, the power and the the mysticism that you have behind your words.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, for example, here's another one. Um, in this and every moment, I am in this and every moment, I am
Mm.
safe and all is well. I could just
Oh,
say that over and over, but for me
you
to
can sing
sing
it to
it,
us.
what is that?
You can sing it to us. We're open to it.
I'm about to. In
Oh,
this and every moment, I am safe and all is well. In this and every moment, I am safe and all is well. And if I sing that over and over, that's
Mm.
what's going. In this and every moment, I'm safe and all is well. It just feels like it just goes deeper. And then the bridge to that song says, I am held, I am safe. I surrender to it all. I surrender to it all. When I trust and let go, then I know that all is well. In this and every moment, I am safe and all is well. So I try and make prayer with music be accessible to people who don't normally pray.
Mm.
I try and make, so my version of prayer, I mean, I love our way of doing, spiritual mind treatment, the 5 steps and everything. But a lot of the retreats that I do with women, there are a lot of people who don't even know what Science of Mind is. They just come
Mm.
because it's a women's retreat. So I feel like my job is to make prayer and affirmations and mantras, or whatever you want to call it, accessible to people who might not necessarily have a spiritual practice and might not even know how to pray and don't even know what prayer does. But if I say to them, just listen to this song in the morning, just listen to it. It's a
Mm.
5-minute song. I let go, or I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will
mm,
release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am calmer every moment, every day. If you sing something like that and make that your prayer, it sets
Mm.
the tone for the rest of the day. So I'm kind of being manipulative because I feel like I get people to pray and learn how to do this in a different way that will invite them into just saying, just make up what it is that you want to say to yourself today and put it to music. Any
Mm.
music. Use my music. Use Disco Inferno. It doesn't matter. Put, you know, really
yeah.
make whatever that prayer is for yourself. I mean, that's how I start all my women's retreats.
Mm.
Pen over your heart and say, what is Spirit telling me today? What is Spirit calling me to do or to be? And listen to your heart and let that be a one-line thing that's your prayer for the day.
That's exactly how I start my day. I do a reading, I do a Karen Drucker song, and that Karen Drucker song sends my day off perfectly.
That's what my goal is. I've done
Yeah.
my job.
And you're right, music is universal. It's a universal language. Even if you don't know the words, you can feel the melody through the song.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Go ahead.
I told Alexa this morning. I said, "Play me some Karen Drucker songs." I feel safe. I'm just listening there, going, "Oh my gosh!" It was
Yeah.
such
just a
tone. It's such
wonderful wake up music, by the way.
Well, that's what actually, that's another philosophy of mine. I truly believe how you start your day, what you think first in the day is how, as you said, it creates the foundation for your day. So that's why all my songs, all my albums, I mean, I have 23 albums out at this point. They all start with the very first song being something that would be a positive message for your day. Now, all my songs have positive messages, but the very first song, I based that on years and years ago when I first started this. I mean, this is one of my favorite stories to tell. I was in a hotel room and the alarm clock radio woke me up with the very first song I heard that day was Linda Ronstadt singing to me, "You're no good, you're no good, you're no good. Baby, you're no good." She goes, "I'm going to say it again. You're no good." So what do you think I'm singing all day long as that
Mm.
little earworm? I'm no good. So that's why all my albums start with, "Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day." Or, "I start my day with love when I start my day with love." So it all just is like really a premeditated thing of saying, if you listen to this song for 5 minutes and that's how you start your day, it could be a foundation for positivity. So that's what I aspire to do. And yeah, Spotify has been very, very good to me because I have like a lot of people. I have like 50,000 listeners on Spotify. They give you your numbers every month. But what I think is interesting is my number one song on Spotify that actually had just hit this milestone of 4 million downloads, of a song called I Will Be Gentle with Myself. It just says, I will be gentle with myself. I will be gentle with myself, and I will hold myself like a newborn baby child. You know, it says, I will be easy on myself. I will be tender with my heart. And it says something to me about, if that's my number one song on Spotify, what is the message that we're all needing right now? That song would be the most downloaded. I think we're in right now in this country, I think we're just needing that positive affirmation of just being gentle and sweet with ourselves, so we can do that with other people, so that we can have kindness to ourselves first, so that we can have kindness to others.
So what is your inspiration for the songs that you write? Because these songs are all the same, but yet so individualized.
I would say it's what I was talking about before, of like, what is going on in my life. I mean, it's very selfish. I always say when I do a concert, you get to see what all my issues are, because it's everything that I'm working on in my life. I mean, my prosperity songs or manifestation songs or abundance, or one of my most popular real up-tempo songs is called NO is my new yes. And it's an issue for me of having boundaries around, what am I saying yes and no to? Because I always want to have people like me. And, but one of the lines out of that song was, is how good is my giving? How authentic, how true, when I cheat me just to please you. So those are all messages that I believe are downloaded from Spirit for me to hear for myself. And I record it, and then other people go, oh, that's my issue as well. So the more that I can dig deep into my soul, the deeper I go, the more vulnerable I allow myself to be with what it is that I'm putting out in the world about what is an issue for me. That's usually where people say, oh, I've got the same issue, and that song really helped me. So, that's my motivation.
Yeah, we're living in that one mind, and then you're that conduit for people. Like at graduation, a minister said that Karen not only sings for herself, but she sings for each person here, because she knows innately who we are inside.
Yeah, I believe that the things that I'm going through are universal. I'm not that egotistical that I would think this is my issue, and I have to. It's like self-worth and loving yourself and kindness and overwhelm and boundaries and going for your dreams. All that stuff is all the stuff we're working on. And I think especially now, I'm writing a lot more songs about oneness and unity and seeing the good in people and space and stillness, because I believe that's where I'm at. That's what I need. And I really believe in these kind of wacky times that we're in, that this is what we all need. And prayer, the one thing about when I was thinking about this show, and I think it's great that you're doing this show, you guys. I mean, congratulations on all the ones you've done so far. I believe it's giving people permission to do prayer or spiritual practice however it works for you. I feel sometimes when people come to one of my retreats that they think, especially if they think it's a Science of Mind retreat, or it's a Centers for Spiritual Living, what is this going to be? I work between CSL and Unity churches, and then everything in between. And I truly believe it's what Annie Lamont talked about, that prayer is like, dear God, help. That's what a prayer could be. It can be any way you want it to be. If it means you sing it, if it means you just put your hand over your heart and say, dear Infinite Spirit, please show me the way today. I'm lost. I'm confused. I know that there's a higher power that can help me. Thank you for hearing me. So it is. 5 steps of treatment, great. But a lot of people don't really understand that or know how to do it or whatever. It can be however you want it to be. And so that's why I think a lot of my songs are about, your prayer is my prayer too. Hearing somebody and singing that back to them.
That was great, because I run a meditation group, and we use that exact song when we go around the meditation, each person then would put in their affirmation into the prayer.
Yeah.
So your
Yeah,
song,
that's how I do it, in circles where people are saying, I start off a lot of my retreats this way, where it's just, we all come in, how you doing? Oh, I'm fine. Everything's great. Oh, how are you? Oh, everything's great. And then it's like, okay, let's drop down to another level. What's really happening in life? And then you hear people go, oh, I just got a cancer diagnosis, or my friend is going through this, or I'm scared about finances or whatever. And everybody sings back to them, your prayer is my prayer too. And they feel seen and heard. They don't even sometimes need to talk more about it. They just need to say what it is and be received by saying, your prayer is my prayer. We see you and we hear you. So thank you for using my song in your work.
they're powerful songs. I've even created videos which then bypass. I've gotten hundreds of emails from the videos I've done with your music, your songs, resonating with people visually. So we have the visual, we have the audio with the music, we have the visceral with the feeling of that music.
Yeah.
And it's all because of you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, and that's how I believe we all need. I mean, that's what I think is so great about your ministry, Paul, is that it's including in all the different ways that people will take in information, visually, auditory, reading it, whatever it is. I mean,
really like feeling it.
yeah. I mean, I just believe that's my mission, is to make people feel it. They might not even understand what's going on, but if you feel it, what is that Maya Angelou quote? They might not remember what you said or what you did or your talk or your whatever, but they're going to remember how they felt.
Right.
That's what I'm always trying to do.
And you're not trying to do it, you're doing it. This is
Yeah, you succeed. Come on now.
the trying part has been over. This is who you are. Ministry.
That's true.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you've applied this into your life. I mean, I was reading. I did, our wonderful AI, and it said, "Tell me about Karen Drucker. She's been doing this for a long time." And I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." But you have so many songs out there. I think how many? 21 CDs of songs that you have.
23.
23.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I actually just came out with a new one that I decided to rewrite children's lullabies, because I thought, down the bough breaks, the baby will fall, and down will come baby, cradle and all. I'd have nightmares if I heard that as a kid. So I rewrote it to be, you are pure love and you are pure light. You are a spirit shining so bright. When you allow to let your light shine, that love is a bridge from your heart to mine. So I just took all the lullaby, good night, rockabye baby, all those songs, and just turned them around. I mean, even twinkle, twinkle, little star, do you know how loved you are? You are precious, sweet, and bright, a radiant beam of shining light. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, do you know how loved you are? I mean, I think if I heard that when I was growing up, I wouldn't have had so many years of therapy. Yeah.
And it's funny because your songs are therapy.
Yeah.
The affirmative therapy of who we really are.
Yeah. And, so are my peers. I mean, I appreciate you putting a spotlight on me, but, I want to do a shout out to all the different positive message music people that do this kind of work, that we're all putting out, our version of positive message songs or chants or whatever. And, a little plug to the Empower Music Conference that's coming up at the end of this month at Unity Village. Is all the different people who do positive message music. We all come together for a conference that's, I think it's Monday to Friday, and we just share songs and do songwriting classes. And, there are a bunch of concerts. I'm actually doing a concert with all the different people that are there, all my peers that have co-written with me. So the whole concert's going to be me bringing up all these different people doing songs. But, there's just a lot. So empowerma.com is a website that people can go to learn about more people just like me that are doing this kind of music. There's a lot more out there. It's, we're kind of trying to take over the world, because it's interesting that positive message music is not as popular as, we can't get on regular radio. Why is that?
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Well, we're trying. I mean, people, I think, are a lot more addicted to, poor me songs. And
Yeah, there was a thing that Paul, correct me if I'm wrong, that God doesn't know the word no.
Oh, the law doesn't, right?
Right,
The
right. The
law can
law
only.
doesn't know the word no. So whenever you release it into law, whatever it is, it's going to come back. I don't want this. Well, guess what?
yeah, yeah, that's why I wrote a song called The Receiving Chant that just says, I do believe I will receive. I just have to know and then declare it to be so with an open mind and just a little bit of time. If it serves my highest good, then it
Mm.
is mine.
Mm,
There's a prayer to music. Perfect.
Yeah,
always
yeah.
a prayer. You've had a very interesting life in terms of prayer and bringing yourself up. I know you originally, you were in Hollywood and then you went to the Bay Area and you basically, you just got off a cruise. So you're always out there doing something special for the community at large to bring that positive message of love and caring and you are special and you are an individualized expression of God.
Yes.
What is it that motivates you just every single day in the moment just to say I'm here? Because I know that you said earlier that you just release and let go of those messages that don't serve you, is what I
Mm.
heard.
So
What is
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to say, what is it that keeps you going every single day, that drives you to just have that spot on moment, those inspirational moments?
Well, first of all, you need to know it doesn't happen all the time and every day. I can be blocked and totally off purpose a lot. So that's why I write these songs to bring me back. Um, it's a spiritual practice. It's my
Mhm.
practice to just be as open as I can to spirit. I show this picture a lot whenever I do a talk. I know you can visualize this. When you see cement or asphalt and there's that crack and there's that one little
Mm.
flower that's coming through, that's what I feel like what I try to do with myself and what I try and do with anyone that comes to me for any kind of workshop and retreat or whatever, is the idea that we are all here to be expressions of the divine.
Mm,
Period. That's it. That's life right
Mm.
there. However that looks, whether it means being a great parent or being a great cook or writing a book or writing a song or doing what y'all are doing here on this podcast. And, it's just like, what is it that you bring? I mean, what is it I ask this question all the time for myself and for anyone that I come in contact with. What is it that you bring to the world or your friends or your family or your relationship? What is that unique thing that you bring? And, it took me a long time to realize, well, this is what I bring.
mm.
The idea that we can be stuck and not know. And, please don't think that I'm just walking around going, oh, I'm this being of light and I love myself at all times and spirit flows through me and let me just send my message out to the world. I mean, what cracks me up the most about myself is that, so I wrote, as I mentioned before, I will be gentle with myself. I
Mm.
will be beating myself up for something. I'll be going, Drucker, you stupid. I'll be doing this stuff. And then I have this other layer of shame that comes in going, but you're the one who wrote, I will be gentle with myself. You're a fraud. And I'll go through all this stuff and just think I'm just, so truly, this is my spiritual path, is to keep reminding myself who I am, what I'm here to do. If
Mm.
anything, I'll be totally honest with you and say my biggest issue in my life is giving myself the space to do what we're talking about.
Mm.
Giving myself the space to write the songs. I mean, I have a whole big book over here on my bookshelf of all the things that I want to get to. And what happens for me on a daily basis is all the emails that I get and the business and booking the flight for the next gig and writing this talk for next week and all this stuff up here that completely keeps me from dropping down into just, what do I need to sing to myself today and write a
Mm.
song. So if
So
anything, what's been fabulous for me is making appointments. I have wonderful songwriting partners. Gary Lynn Floyd is one of my favorite people to write with, and Karen Taylor Good, Stowe Daly, these different people. And if I make an appointment to show up at 11 o'clock on a Wednesday, that's what will make me open up that book and go, oh, here's a song. Let's try writing this. But if I'm left to my own devices, life gets in the way. All this stuff gets in the way. And I have to constantly I feel like I'm like taking a machete, to all the weeds that go in my head. And that's why prayer will bring me back to, okay, what is it that my heart needs to do today? What is Spirit trying to say? And I also, I try to always just be open to having that little, I call it my spiritual magic butterfly net, that when I hear a phrase or a line or something, I go, ooh, song title, and I'll write it down. But then they're all in this book that is like filled with all that stuff. And I've got to give myself time, to do it. And then, of course, I have a song called There's Enough Time to Do All That I Want to Do. I mean, please.
Can you share the story of when you were swimming and you had an inspiration for a song?
Yeah, so I'm an open water swimmer. I swim in the San Francisco Bay. I do long distance marathon swims. And I happened to be swimming out in the bay the day after 9/11. And I'm swimming along and I'm feeling the grief and, everything, the tears that we all felt after that day. And all of a sudden, I just get this download. I mean, literally, like the entire song just comes into me of I'll light a candle for America, for the good that, it was just this whole song about I'll light a candle. And the chorus says, we will light the world with our love. And I just heard the entire thing. And I'm in the middle of, what am I going to do? I'm like, a quarter mile from shore. And I thought, well, okay. I sprint to shore. I see a tourist walking along with a cell phone. And I come out of the water and I've got my, my thermal cap on. I look, I've got beige schmutz on my face. I look terrible. I come out and I go, hi there, excuse me. I'm a songwriter and I just got an idea for a song. Could I borrow your phone and call myself just to put it on myself, on my machine at home? And he's like, okay, lady, sure. And I'm sitting there going, I'll light a candle for America. And I go, here's your phone. Thank you so much. And I go back in the water and swim away. And I see him going, oh my God, these San Francisco people are so weird. But I remember I came home, there was the song, and I wrote it. And you just never know when inspiration is going to hit. So you just got to be prepared.
Beautiful.
Well, we're at the 3-minute mark, but I'll keep you as long as I can keep you, Karen.
We'll be here all day. Yes.
No, probably.
That's the key. That is the key right there to me of life, is when you're doing things that the time goes by so fast that you're like, you're kidding. We're at the 3-minute mark. There's been like, it feels like we've only been on for 5 minutes. That to me is that's when you're in your sparkle. That's when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. When time goes by and you look at your watch and go, really? As opposed to, I always do this exercise, it, not it. When something's it, it's like what we're doing right now. When it's not it, you literally feel like time is going. Like, I used to play a piano bar years ago, and I would take my watch off at the beginning because this was like a 4-hour job that was so long and hard. And I remember looking at my watch one time thinking, okay, you're not gonna look at it for as long as you can. And I finally looked at it. It was like 15 minutes had gone by. So that's the opposite of what's happening right now. So
your next song could be "You Are the Sparkle."
I like that.
Or I'm not the watch.
Yeah. But see, if I get a good line in front of me, I can write a chant in 2 seconds. I mean, I am the spark. See, you just did something interesting for me. When it's you, like that's one of the things that I've done in my songs is I make sure I always say I, because I never want to be like you, out there. I want it to be when people are singing, they're declaring it for themselves. So I broke that rule when I wrote a song called You Are the Heart, You Are the Hands, You Are the Voice of Spirit on Earth, and who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. So I wrote that a little chant. I go, okay, that works. And then I went, oh, we are the heart. But then when I came to saying I burst into tears going like, well, I can't say that. I'm a blessing to the world. How, what an egomaniac I would be to say that. And that's when I heard Spirit go, that's exactly what you need to be saying. That you declare it for yourself. I am a blessing to the world, and who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. So I really always try with all my songs to bring it back to I, so that people are declaring it and singing it for themselves.
Ah, perfect. So we are at that moment.
We are at that moment, and we just want to give you a chance to ask you the main question is, what do you want people to take away from this conversation today?
That any kind of prayer is a prayer. Anytime you just close your eyes, take a breath, it doesn't have to follow any rules, any any certain way of being. That I truly believe that when you close your eyes, even put your hand on your heart, you say, what is it that I'm supposed to know? And just turn it over, let it go, let it just be whatever you want it to be, and let Spirit speak from that place, even from a place of saying, I know that today is a blessed day, that everything good is coming my way. Well, there's a song right there that rhymes. That I know that I put out my heart to everyone I see, that I allow myself to stay in that place of openness and spirit, and I just be a blessing to the world, and I just let it be whatever it is, and I say, thank you, God, for this day, and so it is. It can be that small, that little.
Now, is there a particular song you'd like to pray us out with?
Well, actually, we got to let her get a chance to get her plug in. For where can people reach you, first of all?
KarenDrucker.com, and especially if they sign up on my email list, which I on every page of that website, it says, sign up on my email list. So it's real easy to do. And I send out a monthly newsletter that I have a little blog that I write, but I always send a free song and where I'm playing that month, or if I have a new album coming out. But the main thing I'd plug is this Sunday. Oh, not this Sunday, September 14th, the next Sunday. I do a free sing-along. So it's an hour of praying, really. It's an hour that you're all muted, but I'm singing chants for an hour. And I've been doing this ever since the pandemic, thinking that we needed community and connection and singing to just make it through. And I believe I'm continuing it because I believe we still need it. So I do it every month, and it starts up again. I took the summer off on September 14th at 6 o'clock. So it's called Sacred Sing at 6. So wherever, 6 o'clock Pacific, and the Zoom link is on my website.
KarenDrucker.com. Yes.
Yes.
Now the prayer part.
I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release anything that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I'm more loving every moment, every day. So I know that today is a blessed day. I know that it started being blessed being with these two wonderful people. I know that whoever's listening right now is uplifted and inspired and is going to put their hand on their heart and say, okay, Spirit, tell me what today is supposed to be about, and you'll live from that place. And I just let it go, let it be, and simply say, and so it is.
So it is. Well, I'm Reverend Rich of Prayers Radio, and this is Reverend Paul. Paul, where can they find you? Where can they find you?
I am spiritalive.com.
Bam, that's perfect. So let's everybody just give a big bye.
Yay, thank you, Karen.
Y'all have a blessed day.